Oh, you're really going for Gaia. Alright, so that's probably some special strat right there. Alright, that could be really fun. So triple Zeus versus double Zeus and Gaia on Mediterranean, starting right now. Well, so who is the spawn at the bottom? And that's JSS, and first we get to see is Chef. So, standard position, not much else to say here, just some chickens and piggies. I would expect him to go for the pigs as a standard Zeus start. We just see soon enough, once the really pops out. And yep, he's going for the fast advance, and he seems to be having a good position as well. 3 spot on the left, 3 spot right there. So that's pretty sweet starting position for Chef. And he's already going with his Willies onto the left. Oh, no, I just mixed that up. With his scout for Willies on the left. And he will try to find this one and bolt him most probably. On the right side, Temista is not really going so aggressively, so this pretty much relies on Chef, so let's just see. Yeah, like it's not really great. We can't really see it all that laggy at our game, but it should be the same, or rather the same. It should be worse for the opponents. And wow, Naval Red Viper definitely got a break right there. You can see the first bolt. The dog just finished. So yeah, that's definitely a break. And he's bounding back. And that should be 2 extra bolts. One. And 2. Okay, so that's the Red Viper in a bad position from the start. So let's move on with the other players right there. Next is Count for Count, or those standard start as Chef. His water position so far seems kinda okay. He's on a peninsula. Well, it's kinda a big peninsula, but still. Good position. With a bit of luck, another fish there. And last one from JSS is Temista. Also the same as his teammates, and pretty sweet spot for the fish and chips. And well, we'll wait here for a moment where the last one is going. Well, nowhere right now, but now he is scouting. And a bit of luck is showing. Well, that's not a bit of luck anymore, that's a lot of luck. And well, at least the 1 spot here and another 3 spot here, so pretty safe food for Temista. Moving on to AoDs, Sublime is the first with Gaia. Has he already cast the first forest? Yes, he has. And that was where exactly? I'm just checking his teammates if he was helping someone. It doesn't seem so, and he just built it right next to his dock. Okay, that's kind of standard, and his spots are very sweet indeed. He has kind of a cove here that seems to be maybe empty, but still 1, 2, 3 spots right next to his dock. That's pretty sweet for him right there. Moving on one of the Zeuses, that's Amazi Arak, the strongest player from AoD. He's going for not standard Zeus start, so he will be a bit slower, but has quite a decent amount of picks there, probably sent to him by the green. And he's at the promontory of the peninsula, so that's a pretty sweet spot. And yep, seems nice indeed. We see that this is a merit with the middle island. That's most probably gonna include some gold, but you don't see it used too often. The Red Viper, that's the one that took the large hit of 3 bolts. He built this dock in a really terrible place. He should have went a bit further, placed it like here. That would be much better. But anyway, he seems to be having not nice position. This seems to be empty. 3 spot here and here in the cove. So yeah, he'll probably not build in his dock at this promontory, because that would have been a lot better for the traveling distance. We are getting at 3:30, so possible advances. We see Chef pretty badly housed. He wants to build another 2 willies, and he's building a house with just 1. So that's like half minute of downtime and delay on his advance. Oh, that's pretty bad. And he switched those willies off and just went for the advance right there. That's 440, pretty sweet. Looking at count, he's waiting for some extra food. which should have went in through these guys, but somehow didn't, so he is building one extra Willy with extra dog being prepared right there, so he's kinda slowish to advance. Will he maybe go for some skill faster heroic? That might be the case, but you can see right now Athena advancing and same goes for Temista. Also 450 advance is pretty sweet. Other opponents, Sublime is 80% through Oceanus, so he will be quite sweetly there, and opponents, rather, top players. Amesi Arak is going for Ceasefire, expecting the brutal triple Zeus there, so that's 20% Hermes, and Naval Red Viper just now clicked into Hermes right now. So far, it seems like decided early advantage for JSS on the water, but we will have to see if the two ceasefires won't turn the table around there for a bit. We see the middle of the island, well, no goal there, and in the meantime, before the water battles begin, we can see some TCs close to the water. This should be in range, I think, so that's 1 and 2 for AoDs in water range, and just 1 for JSS. And since JSS should be winning the water, this is not really a good sign for AoD. So, first attack ship going into the battle for Chef. Right now going for Devil Red Viper, who is the slowest to advance because of those bolts. You can see that Amazi and Devil Red Viper both have bolts, so they haven't used them up. And will they use the Hermes right off the bat? Yeah, second one right there. So JSS should be right now aware that stuff could get kinda calm if they push too hard on their opponents. Right now Count is ready with some ships. And what about actually Temista? He advanced sooner, but he's not building anything, so is he going faster heroic? He's not building anything here, any blacksmith, so no. He's probably just ignoring the water for the moment. It's kinda interesting play right there. But one bigger battle on the water is taking place between green and blue. So far, blue doesn't really have the numbers here, so he's trying some kind of kiting, but it's not working all that well. But he's maybe not even concentrating all that much, but still, kiting is going on, and green is definitely falling for it, not microing his ship and ships, and he might really pay for it. And we can see this is the reason why Temista isn't going water. He's going full length and going for good advance on water. And since Sublime wasn't really counting with that at all, just now building counter barracks, and this game might not be all that long lasting for him, because the attack seems to be pretty strong right there. Meanwhile, on the water, we can see that Amazi Arak with Devil Viper are going 2 versus 1 on Chef. Yeah, that's because of the luck. And Chef, well, he's doing decently, but he should really retreat to his dogs for a better defensible position, because he can't take 2 guys at once. And this is the attack from Temista Greco, and I guess Ceasefire will be coming into game pretty soon. Yep, here it is. Here's the first Ceasefire, because otherwise Sublime was pretty much toast. And Temista nicely booming, not really thinking about any heroic or some such. He just wants to push through using just hoplites and Minotaurs. Towers up, okay, so that's a bit of a help, but against those siege units, not really. Units with great siege will take them down in no time. Amazi Arak is just now reacting to the situation, which is pretty late. Unless they plan to use another ceasefire right there. That might be the case. We'll see soon enough. But yeah, Amazi Arak is definitely planning to help his teammate. At the same time, Devil Red Viper is concentrating on just producing some extra army on the water. And you can see a lot of red and not as much teal. A lot of yellow though. So this is definitely not a position Chef could win by himself. So this is a huge battle right there, and definitely one that shouldn't be taken. But maybe restoration could help him, because there's basically an extra army right there. This could be a good position, especially when Count von Count is joining the battle and helping him. And yes, this is the restoration coming in, and this should be the time when Amazigh Arak and Double Red Viper retreat with all they have, which they didn't, and another ceasefire needs to be called, because Sublime is definitely not dealing with Themista, and his armies were again concentrating on attacking the TC. Sublime is playing pretty sweet strat here with the extra Gaia forests, defending his TC so that his opponents can't get at it with that many units all around. That's pretty sweet strat. You can see that both of these towers are already gone. Actually, both three, all three. Just this one seems to be protected by the forest. And right now Sublime is trying to wall. Yeah, that's not a bad idea to limit what the opponent can do. You can see some of those blue Minotaurs from Count von Count here as well. So once this ceasefire goes out, this could be a decent battle, and especially, yeah, they don't have another restoration. It's kind of a shame. If they had it, this would be pretty much a TC down. And you can see Amazigh Arak already amassing enough army to make life difficult right under this TC. So there's this Minotaur's caught a pretty bad spot, not really any damage, just Odysseus making them his women counterparts, let's say. But still, a lot of hoplites can have a hack at the TC since these buildings are weak. You can see that the TC is down, even through decent efforts from AoDs. Okay, so that's a successful battle, and right now I think Themista might retreat. Sublime has gathered enough resources to actually rebuild right there. But on the water you can see that Chef, through the restoration and the ceasefire, actually helped him as well. He is able to win the water against Yellow. And, well, Teal as well, because Teal had to quit the water to help his teammate on land, and this means that Count and Chef have won the water pretty much nicely, 2 versus 3. I'm just still curious about this yellow blob here. Okay, that's just this guy and these two. And on the left side, Devil Red Viper was trying to secure the second TC, but he was discovered. And right now, Chef has 2 heroes here that are doing all they can to stop this from coming up, but his supporting army shouldn't be in time, I think. And you can see on the minimap and through the message, the Chef has already taken second TC as well. Second and third, whereas Themista is at 2 and Count von Count at 2 as well. Pretty close, but TC is up, so Chef has to retreat for at least this little moment. And yeah, in the base, Sublime has rebuilt his base TC, and he's right now trying to take the battle to Themista, but yeah, a bit of a surprise is waiting for him here. So that's not going to go all that well. You can see that Count for Count is preparing to help Themista double on the right side. Well, that's pretty much the correct play, because Amazigh Arak is there as well. So, pretty sweet play right there. Not much going on here, so I'm just gonna check who is advancing, possibly into some ages. Armory coming up for Chef, so he is definitely thinking about Heroic. How's it looking for Count von Count? Just finished here gathering some of those pigs, but he doesn't seem to be interested in Heroic just of now. And Themista, well, just gathering 30C and not really interested in some forwardish advance as well. Anyway, his base is being killed though, because Amazigh Arak and Sublime are doing kinda well. Pretty sweet spot here from Count for Count's scout, and well, this tower won't be coming up because Blue is well aware, and once he reaches Heroic, or at least some of the JSS, sorry Sublime, this TC won't be up. The battle, though, is also brewing on the left side, where Chef was able to amass quite some decent units. Yellow, again, reacting very, very late with all of his army. And that means that Red should be able to deal some damage to the Willies, I think. This one is just going forward. I was just curious if he wasn't going for something other. Yeah, he wasn't, and this would be a pretty sweet spot for Raid, but Chef just not yet aware. And what is he doing at the water? Well, having ton of idols. So you should really get rid of that. Anyway, Temista is going for some nice walling at the front, trying to limit maneuvering abilities for AoD with ton of ships from count. Well, he should be kinda safe-ish here. But still, he needs to be careful about the land. Same goes for Chef. Is he already massing some army? He has his buildings ready. So quite possibly he can amass what he wants when the attack comes. And it will most probably come pretty soon. With Temista building the temple here, I kinda thinking he's preparing for some advance, but can we see it somewhere in some of his TCs? Not yet. Not yet. Ah, but yeah, here it is. Here is the armory. And Chef's raiding is kinda adventurous, and he's going right into the middle of AoD's bases. And now we can see count for count is through Apollo. And he went right into the middle of Amaze Arak's base. So he could get some decent willies there if he stops and goes for the attack. Amaze Arak is not yet advancing in any of his DCs. Same goes for green. And right now Devil Red Viper is resigning. And that is not sure why. You can see that there was a battle going on the right side, where Amaze Arak together with Green were able to mount some attack, but you can see against the TC and good army from Temista it wasn't really all that great. But with the advance into Hero from Count, they kinda lost interest here, and yeah, you can see that Count was ready to help Yellow as well. And Yellow probably recognized that he was too far away. You can see 1300. That's like miles away, miles behind everyone. And well, they decided to call it a game. Kinda anticlimactic end, but anyway, it still counts. And JSS win through aura of raw power. But that was a decent play at the start from Temista, concentrating on the land, pretty much putting green out of the game on the water altogether. So, sweet play right there. And those early advances definitely helped JSS. Yes, the populations for the two AoDs, especially yellow, that was noticeable. Alright,